This just happened the other day, and there's been very little coverage of it. Mint Press is one of the only outlets that's been covering this. Israel has passed Decision 1129 to build settlements in the West Bank on an industrial scale. So far larger, far more people, far quicker than they've been doing. And I could barely even find an article about this other than Mint Press coverage. I did find, let's see here. Where is it? So this is from the senior humanitarian law and policy consultant and special advisor, Ite Epstein. He says, while international attention is given to the protracted hostilities in Gaza, Israel's government is animating its annexation of the West Bank. Government Decision 1129 equates the, quote, authority and criteria for industrialized construction in Judea and Samaria settlements with metropolitan Israel. So Decision 1129 has been passed in Israel to force through industrial settlements, construction in the West Bank, because, as I've said many times, this is the ongoing effort of Israel to wipe Palestinians and Palestine off the map. As I've mentioned, Netanyahu in front of the UN prior to October 7th, about 10 days prior or something like that, held up a map of the Middle East with Gaza and the West Bank erased, completely gone from the map. So when you hear, Israelis saying that, oh, they want to wipe us off the map, they're really projecting, because Netanyahu himself held up a map where Palestinians were wiped off the map, literally. And that's pre-October 7th. But as I've also covered, they knew October 7th was going to happen, or something similar. Even the New York Times has covered the fact that they knew it was going to happen. And the New York Times is a pro-Israel, neoliberal propaganda, wipe your ass with kind of rag. And yet even they have admitted that Israel knew this was going to happen and basically allowed it, did nothing to try and stop it until it was already happening. And then when they did, quote unquote, try and stop it, they, we will probably never know the numbers, but I'd say they killed as many civilians as Hamas did on October 7th. We know I showed you the video of the tank gunners saying they were shooting shells at civilian buildings. Many of the buildings were burned down due to the tank shelling. We know that the Nova Music Festival, IDF helicopters shot down on people at the festival. We know that Israel is shredding, by their own words, shredding and burying all of the shot up and burned vehicles to basically get rid of all of the evidence of what happened. And that's because, this serves Israel's purposes.